Hey guys, Sebious here with another Sebious Speaks. It's been a few days since I've been able to get one of these out because I've just been kind of low power for the kind of end of the week. But I'm back with one of these, and I'm going to try to make these rather regular weekend or beginning of the week posts, which it's kind of my weekly review. I'm sure I'll come up with some pithy, pun-tastic name at some point for this. But for the minute, this is my weekly review. It's kind of replacing or it's for when I'm up to making these videos that are a bit like my Darth Sebius plays everything, kind of just looking at what I'm playing over the week and anything interesting that's been going on with them, really. So, without further ado, let's get on with that. So on Monday we had Rogue Trader, and I made a particular video about that, going into more detail. But we managed to fail our campaign that we've been working on for months by not jumping into a temple. That was good, and I actually stopped Sarah from doing that, which was even better. And we started our new campaign with some rather embarrassing stuff from me because my new character is an explorator, and I didn't think about trying to manually open a door, leaving us in a vacuum for a long time and nearly losing our astropath out the window into space. So that was fun. And someone commented on YouTube that they'd quite like to see the group of us, the guys that played myself, Sarah, Rafe, Heartless, and Toxic, and obviously Dave and Boris. Toxic's our GM, and the rest of them are players, and hopefully we can try and arrange something for that soon. Maybe looking back at the the campaign that that epically failed. Um, Other than that, I'm playing a bit more of Talisman. I've still yet to finish Game of Talisman because things keep pulling me away before we get to the end of the game, so I've gained no experience or anything from actually doing that. But I'm having a lot of fun. The game in the week was Wraith, Heartless, Toxic, and myself. I was representing the Mad Monk, as I've just fallen in love with how epic he is, adding his craft to his strength. And just previous sessions, I was stealing swords from everyone because the monk can't actually wield weapons, but he can take them off people, which is a lot of fun. But this week we had Heartless as a thief who was having a whale of a time stealing shields from marketplaces, villages, other characters, and then just randomly leaving them places for other people to kind of get to. While Toxic was playing the Black Witch and just crazy mad stepping around the board because the Black Witch allows you to I think it's use either dice or both dice or any combination of the two, meaning that you can really start hot stepping it around the board and getting into the middle circle. But I've barely made it past the original ring just because things keep getting in the way, because the games go for a few hours. But I will finish one of these games soon, and we do need to stream one of these games soon because we do seem to have quite a ridiculous laugh. And it's a serious game, it's a really good fun game, but it just seems to devolve into anarchy and something rather ridiculous, which is always fun. We also started on Tuesday. Toxic and myself are going to be doing a series of challenges, various games and gaming platforms for that, which is basically going to be Toxic kicking my ass and me giggling. I think that's pretty much how it's going to be going. Toxic destroying me and me giggling about it until it becomes quite depressing, I suppose. But there was some awesome art posted up for it on Alice Index, which you should go and check out, and that'll be for those coming soon. But yes, so the one in the week was Space Hulk. I was the Space Marines, and Toxic was the Gene Stealers. And yeah, it took me a while to even work out how to revive people because it was the one where you have to wake up your sleepy brothers. It took me a couple of turns to work out how to do that, so that was embarrassing. And then mulched by epic amounts of Gene Stealers and Space Marines, rather than having mass reactive shells, having bolters full of jam, which is always fun. Although I still think that jam, like cooked jam at a high temperature, being fired from a bolter could actually do quite a serious amount of damage. Whether that would eat through the hide of a Gene Stealer is another question. But I look forward to that being posted at some point soon. And speaking of challenges, we had another Minecraft challenge. I'm sort of guest starring with the QuickTime Blues guys, which is going to be posted up on that Index and on their own channel, QuickTime Blues, on YouTube. And that was a hell of a lot of fun. I don't really want to talk too much about that because to spoil it for when the video comes out. But again, noobing like a champion, although there was one part of the quest that I didn't end up coming last on, so that was good. But just some really innovative and interesting stuff from Wraith, the course that he built, and the show or the concept that he was emulating was done really well and just really impressive. Because I'm still a massive Minecraft noob. I've played it maybe 3 or 4 times now. Built myself a little shack, built myself a castle in the QuickTime Blues town, and then the only other time I really played it was building a huge tower as a base of operations before I realised you could break down the crafting table and take it with you. And that tower just ended up getting taller and taller and just taking hours. So that was fun. I look forward to the Minecraft challenges being posted soon. More Minecraft. It's quite a Minecraft day on Wednesday. Lewis was going to, your friendly vegan wargamer, Lewis was going to take me on some challenges that he set up and trying to teach me a few things. But we had some problems with Hamachi and router tunnels and relays and technical things that I'd like to play things I don't really know how they work. So that was a bit of trouble we had there. But we did get into some server games and had a bit of a giggle, managing to have a few challenges, but then get munched by zombies and skeletons and things, and just sort of spend the rest of the time running around going, oh, we can't find each other. But it was a good giggle. I'm sure I will get onto their server and have some proper training with Lewis at some point soon, which might improve how I go in the challenges. So that's good fun. Magic has been a big thing. I did a video talking about last week's Friday Night Magic, and it was the first one for a couple of months. And I've just sort of been building and posting across the week my Orzhov organisation. I went through all of my standard legal cards and tried to build the best sort of black and white extort deck that I could. So I'm trying to bring extort back for one last hurrah before the Khans of Tarkir comes in, and the Return to Ravnica block will rotate out and extort will be gone forever. And I went through various stages, sorting through cards and posting them up, and I took that to Friday Night Magic on Friday and managed to win 2 of 5 rounds and took the odd game here or there. Beat a judge in my first round, which was rather awesome. Generally, I've been sort of taking a round and the odd game before, so kind of did a bit better. And I saw some pointers for the deck as well, which have been quite good. Another thing that was awesome about Friday Night Magic was meeting Chris. I heard you like URL, so I put URL in my URL. Another awesome person from Tumblr that I've meeten. That's not that. I have met. That's better. And he was awesome, and he came along and destroyed our Friday Night Magic group. I think he turned 4, dropped a World Spine 1 on Will, which kind of spoilt his night. But he came first, and he lent a deck to Jacob, who came second. So essentially, he came along and blew our little group away, which was rather impressive and rather awesome. But like I said, I did a little better than usual, as is always the way. Sarah and I were drawn. I'm not doing very well with participles today. We're drawn against each other, and Sarah destroyed me, which was a shame because it's been kind of much more even at home since building this new deck. But we shall see. Another thing on the night, I've traded a Brimaz that I wasn't really using for a couple of Lilianas and another King Makar, or Midas, as he's known to other people. So I also think I'm going to be focusing on my white and black deck, but I'm also thinking of a mono black deck because there's Gary's, the Grey Merchant of Asphodel, is always fun, and lots of devotion, damage, black stuff is always good and awesome. But kind of so after the things I took from Friday Night Magic was the removal wasn't right. I had lots of asphyxiates, which are 3-drop, 1 colourless and 2 swamps that destroy target untapped creature, which is awesome, especially if someone has something like Heliod, which gives everything vigilance, makes it nice and easy to cast. But if things are tapping and you're not really getting to use it, it's not that useful. So the asphyxiates came out, and I think I took a couple of Drainpipe Vermin, because they were only really there to boost Pack Rat, and there's still a playset of Typhoid Rats and Pack Rat in there, so that should work. And what I've put in, I've added some 3 Bile Blights, because I could only find 3. These were a couple of which were victim of the wine spill, which was part of the Orzhov organisation, which was rather impressive and rather sad. And some Oppressive Rays, because Oppressive Rays apparently it's the new form of Pacify, or there's a couple of pacifiers in there as well, because they're just nice 1-drop, pay 3 to do anything and activate any ability, which is a nice kind of thing I can keep throwing out while extorting and just hampering people and being a bit annoying. Good times. Other card games I've been playing with Hearthstone, because that the games I've sort of previously spoken about were the first half of the week, and the rest was kind of being absolutely knackered and building up to Friday Night Magic. So other than that, the only game I've massively been playing is Hearthstone, just because it's still so much fun, doesn't take much brain power, and I'm just churning through the challenges and buying packs. And still not pulling anything very interesting, but I keep my fingers crossed that I will at some point. And I do keep threatening to do a draft, and I am going to do a draft in the arena at some point, but it's finding the time, the energy, and the coins, because I keep spending them now, to get that done. But that's going to happen. So yeah, just smashing the challenges and trying to get my mage to gold. Even though I think I might be on 36 or 500 victories, so there's a little way to go. But yeah, enjoying playing on ranked, although it can be quite a challenge because people do seem to have very good cards. The mage I'm rocking is it's all making spells cheaper and more powerful, just to trying to boost and blast for the win. But I am also enjoying the hunter a bit because his two-shot bow power is just rather awesome, and some fun with the shaman and his talismans or totems. That's it, totems, because they can work quite usefully, and always spawning them is quite fun. So that's that. Also, it's been a big thing for football in many ways, and I know this is a controversial topic, and I think I might talk about this in that bit more in another video, because people do seem to lose their mind when anyone mentions sports and gaming and geekiness, and everything is fine. Like, I wear a Ravens hat and a Superman t-shirt, and I like both of them, and I also like soccer or football, and that's fine. And if you don't, that's fine. But anyway, been playing a bit more FIFA, because I just kind of leaving it fallow, and I need to kind of get my hand back in. And I had Waterhouse round a couple of nights ago, earlier in the week, and he just someone that destroys me. It's his main game. He plays it a lot. He's very serious about it. But I managed to win 5 out of 8 games, which is completely unheard of. Portugal were just working for me, and that's kind of awesome. Other things with football, obviously, it's the start of the Premier League, which means that our local gaming group, the people that we do Friday Night Magic with, White Gaming Geeks, are running a fantasy football. And at the moment, my team is winning. My team is named Bye Bye Lil Sebastian, after the character in the song from Parks and Rec that I love very much. Not the fact that I am a small horse, although my name is Sebastian, so that's kind of awesome. Although it stars Sebious, we all know that. So yeah, I'm leading it at the moment, which is rather exciting. It's making the football much more interesting to watch. And we also have a fantasy football that we're doing on as index, but that is fantasy football, or FUBAR, or hand air goal, various things other people call it, but for the NFL. And that's something that we're trying to get people interested in, because we want to try and have a nice, decent draft after the preseason, which is currently still running. So that's rather awesome. And people should not lose their minds, because we're also covering all other types of geek gaming as well. But fantasy football and fantasy FUBAR and FIFA are things that fall into that, and that's just fine. Other things in geek gaming, I've been kind of researching and looking into the many interesting forms of squigs, which is something hopefully we'll be talking about in A Wolf and the Raven at some point. The squiggly beasts, the interesting awkward creatures that find themselves rather useful to orcs and in orc encampments. And finally, I finally found the brain to do a bit more reading. I finished The Imperial Truth, and I posted a video on that last week, I believe. But I'm reading Ravenlord at the moment. Gav Thorpe, Ravenlord. I got about halfway through this a while ago, but kind of gave up because I needed to read The Imperial Truth as quickly as possible to get it back to Dave, who lovingly lent it to me. And I am loving Ravenlord. I will definitely be talking about that in a video when I finish it. I'm very nearly the end of that. But for now, it's the Raven Guard Corax back to being awesome and epic, and talking about their fantastic axioms and morals and systems and the way they view the world, while also kicking ass in a massive way. Very much more back to the Raven Guard of Raven's Flight, who was so amazing on Isfan 5, and possibly my favourite audio drama there is, full stop. It's just one of my favourite things to do with Horus Heresy or Warhammer, full stop, to be honest. And I will have to listen to that again soon and do a Sebious Speaks talking about that. But it's back to the epicness of that, and because with Deliverance Lost, things got rather sad, and there was lots of sad things that happened, obviously with the, I don't want too many spoilers, but infiltration and raptors and things like that. But it's nice to see them back to kicking ass and being epic. Because also Korax Soulforge was a bit really wishy-washy and rubbish as well. I can have to say I'm kind of a sucker for the limited editions. I do order most of them and get my hands on them and read them, but Cortex Soulforge was a major disappointment. But Ravenlord is the Ravens being epic again. I don't want to let this go too much longer because it's probably been quite a while already. But yeah, that's the things I've been playing and been doing, and my take on my geeky gaming of the week. So that's rather awesome, and I will catch you guys soon. Taddy bye.